Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing fantastic. If you couldn't already tell by the title of the video, this is what I would like to be the start of a new series on this channel called Syn-Talks, the Syntax talk show. If you take a look around, you'll see that I actually did take the time to build this little sort of podcast studio. I guess there's some foam padding on the walls, I got some plants laying around, I got my boom mic set up, there's a fireplace over there with some couches for people to sit on. You know, it's like a podcast setup or a talk show setup. Now that I'm actually looking at this, I realize that I am drinking hot cocoa while there's a cup full of something that appears to resemble hot cocoa sitting on my desk. I guess I didn't really think this through. Also, if you look at the TV behind me, you'll notice that it's displaying the Warsaw thumbnail. I wanted that to be my YouTube banner art, but the map that I was submitting with that as the thumbnail kept getting denied. So for now, I'm just gonna cycle out my maps that I have good thumbnails for until I can actually get my YouTube banner art back there. But yeah, this is Syn-Talks. My plan for the time being is just to voice my opinions about the state of Fortnite Creative, the topics within it, and of course if there is any impactful drama in the community. Of course, I would be doing all that without actually naming names. And eventually, when I upgrade to a PC and I figure out a way to record other people's voices so I could actually have guests on the show, then it probably would turn into more of a talk show or a podcast where I would interview people that come on the show and then, you know, I would just release it as an episode. Obviously, nothing is set in stone and there is a lot of wiggle room in terms of the content I'm going to be talking about, but mainly I want to make it stuff that everybody else is too afraid to talk about or too uncomfortable to talk about, or really the stuff that nobody wants to talk about but stuff that needs to be talked about. Because of some of the topics that I have lined up, I am fully prepared to receive backlash from certain creators because they will feel it's more of a personal attack on them or they'll just take more offense to it. But the end goal is really just to create productive conversation and ultimately change the culture surrounding Fortnite Creative. I know some of you were probably thinking, what on earth does Syntax have to say that could possibly change the culture surrounding Fortnite Creative for the better? And honestly, I know there's a lot of people that disagree with what I have to say, but I think if there are enough people that listen that do care about the game as I do, it really can change everything for the better because I think creative is in a bad spot right now. But that's for a later episode. For at least the first few episodes, I want to talk about things like false perceptions created by people in the community, some things that I think are hurting the community overall, and some interesting reactions to stuff that happened recently. But you know, after that, it's really all on the table. Not everything that I'm going to talk about has to be some super deep, controversial hot take on some topic inside of Fortnite Creative. It could literally just be about a map that came out recently, or a map that's featured right now, or the newest update. Honestly, it could be about whatever I feel fit to have on Syn-Talks. And of course, I'm still going to prioritize my main creative content, which is tutorials, gameplays, walkthroughs, and whatnot, but I just thought it would be nice to have something different thrown in the mix every week and a half or so, and you know, you can just throw this on in the background and listen to it if you wanted to. I'm sure at some point I will run out of things to talk about, and who knows, you could have been watching an older episode and then that reminded you of something you wanted to have talked about, so you commented, and I see your comment, and all of a sudden the next episode of Syn-Talks is exactly what you commented. That actually does bring me to my last set of points I want to make. With the people that care about Fortnite Creative being such a limited audience, and then the people that are subscribed to me that care about Fortnite Creative being an even more limited audience, I want to make sure this is something you guys would actually want to watch. I would hate to just sit here and talk about things that I am passionate about for hours and then sit and edit those videos for hours for nobody to actually listen to them. So if you do think this type of content is something you would be interested in watching, then go ahead and leave a comment down below, and maybe if we get to like 50 comments, then I'll 100% be doing it. Also, the outro that I use on pretty much literally every video I think is a little bit too intense for how calm these videos are going to be. So for right now, we don't actually have an outro to this. So I guess until next time, this has been Syntax. Later.